Yo, what's up, Waddle Army? Welcome back to Meta Air Riders, and I am so excited to upload for you guys again. We've been having some technical difficulties tonight, but I finally got everything set up, and hopefully this race goes as good as the past two that I've done. I raced on frozen hillside and wave flow waters, but I had the audio screwed up, so we didn't have any audio coming through there, unfortunately. I think I have my Elgato turned up too high, so I'm gonna turn it down to like points or -7 here. Okay. Yeah, guys, just let me know if like the game audio is too loud or not, and I can fix it for you guys in the next video. But for now, here we go. We're doing Marx in the paper store. Now, I like this combo because Marx has good ground speed and air speed, and just slightly above average stats. And this is a really good map for us. This is a flyer map. Sky Sands. I did fly it up a little too fast right there, and also I probably should have held my brake just because in case you don't get like the greatest landing, you can hold brake just to make sure you always get your boost instead of like having a bad landing. I should have turned up right there, but it's okay. Sky Sands is a very forgiving flyer track. There's that rock right there that you can always use, and then we can fly again right there. I probably didn't need to brake down right there, but it's fine. And again, we're in the sky, and we're just going to have a really solid lead on pretty much everyone here, because I think I'm the only flyer in the lobby, and if I'm not, I'm definitely the only competent one. We did fumble our flyer track right there, but we are going to go around right here. If you're wondering why I'm doing quick spin boosts in my ult, it's because Mark's turning in his ult is like really bad. Unfortunately, that's like his one weakness as a character, is like his ult is terrible at handling. But everything else about this character is pretty insane. You can put Marx on pretty much anything, and it works pretty well. And I'm glad to get a good first race in for you guys right there, even though it wasn't perfect. You know, I don't really main the Paper Star, and I also haven't played it in a while, so it's gonna take a bit of getting used to the game again before I'm really getting everything like perfect again. Also, I'm pretty sure you can snake in the Paper Star, but I'm not sure how viable it is. But yeah, again, I like this combo because Marx, he makes up for the lack of ground speed on the Paper Star. His air speed is good, and then his ult flies. So if you ever use your ult and you need to stay in the air after your ult, you can do that with Marx. So I just like this combo because of that. This combo probably isn't quite as good as Meta Knight on paper, but you can definitely make it work. Yeah, if this Nebula Bait... If this Nebula Belt race does not go well, guys, I will just cut it out because the Paper Star is really, really bad on Nebula Belt. Alright, so like I said, guys, Paper Star does not do too well on Nebula Belt, and it just kind of sucks because there's not much you can really do about it. Like, maybe you can snake a little bit to make it up, but at the end of the day, you're just going to be at a very strict disadvantage on Nebula Belt with the Paper Star. There's almost like nothing you can do unless you roll double steel ball at the end like I did one time. But yeah, it just happens. Hopefully we get a better track for the next race. And thankfully, guys, we did get a much better track for the showcase here. Crystalline Fizzer for the Paper Star. Now, I'm not trying to only show like the best tracks, but like Nebula Belt is just like so bad that I just don't want to include it if it's a bad race. We did get hit right there, so we're not going to get as much value out of that flight at the beginning as we normally would. I think it was the Vampire Star bite that hit me right there. We can kind of chain boost at that turn right there to help us keep up a little bit. And then we're going to want to hit this gold boost and then kind of just save up a boost here and then use it right there. And unfortunately I crashed, but it happens. And yeah, we're going to want to ramp off that ramp and then go this way. You may be wondering, what am I going to be doing differently on the Paper Star than I will on a Wing Star? And the answer to that question is you're going to want to land a bit more because your boost on the Paper Star is really good. So every time you land, you're going to get like a little boost, and it's going to be enough to like take you a little bit further. It's kind of like the Jet Star. The Paper Star is kind of like a hybrid of the Wings and the Jet in a way, because of its good boost and its good flight. It's just a little slow in the air sometimes compared to the Wing. And it doesn't take off super fast like the Jet. But it makes up for it with some amazing handling, which you will see right here around that corner. I do get bumped into this, but it's fine. That was a little awkward. But again, you're going to see here, I'm going to make use of that boost instead of flying right there. I do need to land here. It was a little awkward. Sometimes the Paper Star can handle like too well, and then it kind of makes it awkward to play the track right. But here we go. We're going to use our boost here and then pop our special while we don't have boost. And we're going to try to take the same old path. We're going to try to hit Hydro. Unfortunately, we are not able to hit him and greet him. But we do have a decent path here. Coming up on the end, Hydro is pretty close. He could win on the warp. But we're going to see what happens. I think we managed to win. I think we just barely managed to scrape with the win there. So another good race. You guys kind of see it. The Paper Star handles much better than any other vehicle in the air. But sometimes it kind of like turns too much and it becomes a little difficult to control. Also, some people get this backwards. The Paper Star can fly further than the Wing Star, like horizontally, because it's lighter. But when you try to fly up with it, it just like comes to a complete halt. So you have to like tilt back and kind of like feather it in a way to where you don't lose all your speed when you're using the Paper Star. With the Wing Star, you can just hold back and get away with it. But when you're on the Paper Star, you just lose so much speed, and you also don't go as high. And yeah, so if you're ever playing City Trial and you're wondering, should I pick the Paper Star for high jump or air glider, you want to pick Paper for air glider, and you want to pick Wing for high jump. Because Wing flies higher, but Paper flies farther. So just a little tidbit for you guys right there. And getting into our third race here, hopefully we get another good track. Alright, for this third race, we do have a repeat of Sky Sands, but this time we are playing against a Starman Wing Star, and it is a real person because they do have sunglasses on. So we'll see if we can beat this Starman, because it's going to be the only real competition in the lobby on this map. Oh, that was a little rough, but it's fine, we're still in the lead. And we're going to try not to hit the roof like we did that last race. And then we're going to brake right here just so we keep our boost. Like I said, that first race. You saw how I didn't hit the landing quite right, but I still kept my boost because I decided to, instead of land normally, I held my boost button. So if you hold your boost button when you land and you don't get a perfect landing, then you can still maintain your boost. And that can be something you can take advantage of with the Paper Star, because it doesn't land quite as easily as the Wing Star does. I do have my special, but we are going to be in the air for quite a while here. And you guys kind of see how me flying further than I would on a Wing Star comes into play right there. And we should be able to fly to the second level, but I kind of fumbled that a little bit. Oh my. Again, that was a little sloppy, but like, if you know what you're doing on Sky Sands with the flyer and somebody else doesn't, you can never lose on this stage, like ever. It's just, this might be the best flyer map in the game, to be honest. Wheelie Scooter can do okay if you can snipe them out of the air, but anything else, you're pretty much cooked on Sky Sands against a flyer. So yeah, so far 3 wins, but also 3 really good stages for us. Let's see if we can get something hopefully a bit more challenging than Sky Sands and Crystalline Fizzer. That would be nice. And hopefully not Nebula Belt, because that's not even real. I don't care what anybody says, that's not a real track, it doesn't exist. I don't like how Nebula isn't real either. We don't talk about Nebula. Smiley face. Can I find an opponent? Alright, here we go. Finally found someone. Using random of all things. Alright, here we go. Alright, and I did get what I wished for here. Airtopia Ruins for our 4th track today. I guess technically our 3rd, because we did get a repeat of Sky Sands. I'm going to try to quick spin some people here, get a little bit of boost at the beginning. And hopefully we can hit this ramp. It could be a little awkward sometimes. I did try to land on that thing, because that's a funny little trick you can do. And I did miss my landing, but you can definitely land right there. And we have Hydro again. Oh, I missed the question mark panel. I do think you want to hit that, but it's fine if you don't. But yeah, if you're playing flyer, definitely go for that question mark panel, because it might help you out a little bit. And yeah, usually on Airtopia Ruins, you're going to be in the lead when you come to this rail section on a flyer, but then it's going to start to get really tough, because a lot of it from here on out is on the ground. You are going to want to chain boost here the best you can. And you do get a little bit of airtime right there, but it's not significant. And try to follow the star trail here, and then just take that turn the best that I can. And then we're going to try to make the perfect flight to the ramp here. Unfortunately, I do miss the ramp, but we did have the height under control there. Just a little flub on the landing. And the Paper Star is going to have a bit of an easier time taking off than the Wing Star because it's lighter. So on that little section with the staircase, it is a little easier for us to get off the ground earlier. Let's see what we get here. Steel Ball, we'll keep it. I think it's going to help us get through this section a little faster. Oh, no. And I missed my special. Oh, no, I'm fumbling the bag, guys. I'm fumbling the bag. It's okay, though. We're in 3rd place. Oof. Missing the rings. Oof. probably going to get third here, which I'm okay with. I didn't play super well, to be honest, so I can't be too mad about it. But I'll leave it in because the Paper Star, it's a vehicle where, like, you can't make mistakes. If you make mistakes like I just did, you're going to end up dropping a couple placements, and it's going to suck every time. But, yeah, do not fumble when you're playing Paper, guys. It's really slow on the ground, and there's pretty much no way to get back on the route that you want to be on if you fall to the ground like I did. I don't really remember what happened with my steel ball right there, but I was like about to run into a wall. I guess I should have just gotten rid of it, to be honest. Sucks. Please, game, give me an opponent. Please. Thank you. Alright, 5th race here. Hopefully we clean it up a little bit. Wave Flow Waters. This is an all-rounder course, but it is flyer advantage. So hopefully we do well. Oh, I do get knocked into the sky early here. That's one thing that can happen to you on Paper. If people are like roughhousing at the start of the match, you can just get hit straight into the air. And we're gonna go for a ramp off this sidewall as soon as possible. And look at that, that is so clean. We're gonna hit a boost here, build up another one by the time we get to the cannon. And hold A here, and then boost towards the cannon. And now this is going to be the grounded section right here. There's not much you can do to kind of make this much faster. Unfortunately, I do get sleep, but it should be okay. There is a ramp right here, and we do want to always hit this ramp because it's going to give us such a big advantage when it comes to flying around these corners right here, hitting this boost into that ramp. And then we're going to just get a bunch of height here. And we unfortunately cannot ascend anymore, which is why I'm not doing it. But we're fine. We're pretty far in the lead so far. We're having a good run. This is a really clean run of Wave Flow Waters right now for Paper. Really, really clean, actually. Paper might be the best star on this map, low-key. I do have my special, but I just haven't used it yet because I haven't really needed to. But I do have it right here. And what's good about using your special right here when you're on a flyer is you can just go forward. And we're going to try to stay in the air a little bit because we are on Paper. And we can fly with Marx's special, which is why we pick Marx for the Paper. And right there, I actually held back to slow myself down intentionally so I could take that corner a little faster. And bang, really, really clean Wave Flow Waters race right there. I'm pretty happy with that one. Alright, now we are going on to our 6th race. I don't know what time we are on the video right now, but this will probably be our last race for the video, because I feel like I've gotten some pretty clean gameplay for you guys so far, aside from that Airtopia Ruins race. Oh, and Steengust Forge. I like this one. I like this one. This is a good one to end on.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so Steengust. It's not the best for Paper Star, but it is really fun, is what I will say. Like, this is one of the funnest Paper Star maps to play. there's so much that you do with the Paper Star that you just don't do with other vehicles. Like, for example, you go up here, and then you go up here and you turn. Like, you don't take the bottom route because the top route's actually faster on the paper. And then you go here, and then you fly in through all this lava, and you take the lower route, and you fly through this ring, and you try to hit that ramp, and we do. A little fumble on the walls right there, but it's fine. I do get sniped, unfortunately. That's one issue with playing a flyer, is if you ever get sniped, you're just gonna crumble straight to the ground, and you just gotta deal with it. Right here, you are gonna wanna hit all of the boosters. That's just gonna be the fastest way to get across the section. That was really, really clean. You can go for a jet, but I think it's slower than just taking the route normally, to be honest. And bang, we fly up to the train again. Take this turn, clean turns. Not perfect, but clean. And we're gonna go on the top route again. This is also gonna keep the grounded vehicles from star trailing us since we're on the top route. And we're gonna do a boost there, kill that guy, and then go under the lava. Break a little bit because I'm too high right there, and then right back in the air. We're gonna go for that same ramp. We got it. Let's go. And I do have my special. I'm going to save it. I'm actually going to pop it right here because we do land on the ground, and we want to use all our ground time in our special if we can. Unfortunately, I do not get the right angle for that boost pad, so I just played it safe and kept my lead. That's okay to do if you have a big lead like I do right now. Like, never risk your lead if you're just going to win. And clean race on Steam Gus Forge. And yeah, that'll be it for the Paper Star showcase. And I know there is a player called Paper Star who watches a lot of Kirby Air Rider content. Shout out to that guy, and shout out to Nebula for being much better than me on the Paper Star. But we also don't talk about Nebula. He's not real, and everybody like, subscribe, goodbye.